Now I'm about to read a piece it's just a story he tells. It's a story within a story. And we'll go right to it. A few months ago, I was handing over a battery position in a fairly warm place. The major who came up to take over from me brought with him a subaltern and just enough men to run the guns. Within a half an hour of their arrival, a stray shell came in and caught the subaltern and 5 of the gun detachment. It was plain at once that the subaltern was dying. His name must have been written on the shell, as we say in France. We got a stretcher and made all haste to rush him out to a dressing station. Just as he was leaving, he asked to speak with his major. "I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean to get wounded," he whispered. The last word he sent back from the dressing station where he died was, "Tell the major I didn't mean to do it." That's the discipline. He didn't think of himself. All he thought of was that his major would be left short-handed. And he's about to tell another story that is, well, I'm just going to read it. Last spring, the night before an attack, a man was brought into battalion headquarters dugout under arrest. The colonel and the adjutant were busy attending the last details of their preparations. The adjutant looked up irritably. "What is it?" The NCO of the guard answered, "We found this man, sir, in a communication trench. His company has been in the front line for 2 hours. He was sitting down with his equipment thrown away and evidently has no intention of going up." The adjutant glanced coldly at the prisoner. "What have you to say for yourself?" So you understand this? So they found this soldier. His troops were up, been fighting on the front line for 2 hours. They find him. He's got his radio strewn about. And they say, "Are you going to go fight with your men?" And he says he's not going to go. So the adjutant glanced coldly at the prisoner. "What have you to say for yourself?" The man was ghastly white and shaking like an aspen. "Sir, I'm not the man I was since I saw my best friend Jimmy with his head blown off and lying in his hands. It's kind of got me. I can't face up to it." The adjutant was silent for a few seconds. Then he said, "You have a double choice. You can either be shot up there doing your duty or behind the lines as a coward. It's for you to choose. I don't care." The interview was ended. He turned again to the colonel. The man slowly straightened himself, saluted like a soldier, and marched out alone to the front. That's what discipline does for a man who's going back on himself. And like I said, I'm not even sure how I feel about that story. I actually don't know. You got a guy, and Hackworth talks about this. Dick Winters talked about this, where you get guys that they're broken, and you got to give them a break. And what had this guy been through? God only knows. Obviously he saw his friend get killed. I'm sure he was near death over and over again. And the colonel just says, "No, you either get out there and die, or you die back here as a coward." It's I'm kind of, there's like a part of me that is filled with admiration, because the guy obviously overcomes his fears, and there's also a part of me that's filled with horror because he overcomes his fears. Yeah. And to give that final order and for the soldier to give that final salute. It's just all of it, the bravery, and at the same time the callousness, and at the same time the fear, and at the same time the courage, and the dedication to duty, and yet it's dedication to madness. And again, it's a window into human nature. And what people go through, and what people will do and won't do, and what it takes to get them there.